Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. I thought for a change I would show you what my hobby desk looks like when I am hobbying, rather than just clearing it and putting the whiteboards down in order to do a video. So yep, this is what it normally looks like, where paints and figures are all over the place and I'm just grabbing stuff from drawers and putting it on the surface and then struggling to find an area to actually paint my figures. Down here is my wet palette. I actually made this over the weekend, and it was basically looking at other YouTubers and how they made wet palettes. So I just had a go myself, and it's worked okay. Unfortunately, there's too much water in the tissue below, and what it's doing, it's seeping into the paint overnight, and so it's watering it down even further. You can see that grey kind of shifting across there, just on its own accord. So what I've got to do is put a fresh bit of baking paper in there with some fresh tissue and not add so much water. But I do like a wet palette. It's just fantastic in helping me paint my figures. This is the French civilian resin figure I was telling you about. This guy is called Jacques, and he doesn't have a long moustache, but yeah, that's my French civilian. Really pleased with the way he's turned out. He'll probably have his hand leaning up against the lighting column as the Grossdeutschen division go by. I'll show you the military policeman now that I've done. So here he is. Like most policemen, he's looking a bit young for the role that he does, and part of me thinks that one day he will grow into that helmet. It looks a bit big on him at the moment, but again, Shane's video on how to paint hair figures just really helped. And it's really odd because you put all the base colours down, then you put the Agrax shade over the top, and it really does look as if you've ruined the figure than the paint job. But then you start putting the base colours back on and it really does make it pop, and I'm so pleased with this. He's not completely finished. There's a bit of a shine on his helmet. In fact, all the stuff that I've done for the parade and prayer in Paris still needs a dull coat to take some of the shine off some of the stuff, because the Agrax shades added a bit of a shine to some of the items. So here's the vignette as it's looking so far. As you can see, the motorbikes have their 2 crew each. The crewmen are painted. I think they're complete now. I don't think I'll add any more to those. The bikes can still do with a bit more paint to them. The armoured car, as you can see, has only got the base colour and the decals on it now. It's had a gloss coat to prepare the surface for the decals, and then it's had a gloss coat to seal the decals in. So the next stage for that is to start the weathering process. You can see that the actual base for the vignette itself has had some paint on it now, and I don't think I'll be doing anything more to this. I've tried to show that there's wear on the road because of vehicles moving along the cobbles. Still got to do this grass area. I've got to try and get this finished this week, because my hobbying time is going to be greatly reduced next week. But it is getting there. What I'll do is I'll just grab one of the bikes to show you. So here's one of the bikes. Unfortunately, the light is not too good in this position. certainly looks a lot paler. The recesses don't look as dark, but actually looking at it not through the lens, they are looking really good. The figures aren't secured to the bike yet because I want to do some more work on the bikes. The decals for the registration numbers, what I did there was three different registrations, so all I did was I cut the WH off two of them and the WL off two other decals, so I was able to use all three decals with the WH prefix. I don't know how much more I'm going to paint these. Perhaps a bit more highlighting. The tyres need a bit of wear on them, but they will be quite clean, and the reason for that is that I have seen photographs of German divisions or wherever actually parking the vehicles in the stream in order to wash them down, and so I can imagine that when the Grossdeutschen were going to do this parade that they did exactly that they found a stream on the way, pulled the vehicles in there and gave them a scrub before actually parading through Paris. One other thing I'm going to try and add to this is that I went on Google Earth and looked at where Notre Dame was in Paris and noted the road names, and so there was quite a major road at one location with a minor road coming into it. So what I'm going to try and do is stick the road names on this pillar for this park area. I've got to get those printed off and backed onto some very thin evergreen sheet. But as you can see, quite a bit of work has been done on these now, and I'm really pleased with the motorcycles. I'm pleased with the other two figures that I showed you. So the only two figures left are the guy in the armoured car and the propaganda guy with the cine camera. The only other thing to mention is the Ogres that I'm doing for Age of Sigmar, and also Jamjar 34's Achievable April. I've started building them up. I did stick these to bases. I've got new circular bases for them, but then I realised that I'd left the iron shod shoes off them, so I had to take them off the bases and then put the shoes back on. Any spare moments I'm trying to clean up figures, or the Ogres, in order to stick them together and then hopefully get them at least undercoated this week. Anyway, that's just a bit of an update where my various projects are at the moment, and I'd just like to thank you guys for watching.